Hello everyone, and welcome to Jeff Koons' balloon animal project. And to start, we are going to do a practice of our balloon animal. So as you've already done, you can use your drawing that you did. Remember, we did practice drawings of animals, and we're going to put those aside for now. And the next thing, after you figure out your animal and you've done some practicing, we're going to move on to adding color and background. But the first step that we're going to do is we're going to figure out how to add our color. And when we look at our balloon animals, and I'm going to just put this in front, you can see that the actual balloon animal shows value, and value is really light to dark or dark to light, where the light is hitting the balloon animal. So you want the light to be all in one direction. But we're going to just start with figuring out how to add color, and this is kind of what I did. You're going to just use your sketchbook, and you're going to choose your color. And remember, it can only be one color, but going from light to dark. So you're definitely going to need a white pastel. And I'm going to do, let's say I'm going to do red and pink. But the first thing I'm going to do is I just want to clean off. And when you're doing your pastels, the easiest thing you can do to keep your pastels clean is just take a tissue and just wipe them off. And you can get all that extra dirt off from wiping them off. And then they're nice and fresh and clean right there. You can see there's no real marks there, and see how dirty. Actually, that's not even the right color. We're going to use this pink, and we're going to do the same thing on a different part of my tissue and just clean that off. Okay, make sure you do the tip, and there you go. It's nice and clean. Okay, so I'm going to just draw an oval or a circle, just random in your sketchbook. I think I want to start light to dark. We're just going to kind of figure out which way we want the light to be coming from. So if I'm going to do the light, and you can see the light is coming from this side. So the whiteness is a little bit more on this side of each shape. Okay, you can see here the white is a little bit off center. It's not exactly in the center, it's a little bit off. So I want the light to be coming from, let's say, up here. So I'm going to just block this out a little bit, and there's a little bit of pink there just to show, and just with pastels, shake it off on the floor. Try not to do that because it will smudge. Right now it's just white. And I'm going to start with my dark. And I'm going to just do an outline around my shape. And then I'm going to fill in, pressing harder around the side where it's darker. So if the light is over there, it's going to be the darkest opposite that on the bottom. So the lighter parts here, the darker parts there. And with pastels, the harder you press, the more color comes out. But as I'm doing, and don't worry about the edges, we can correct those if you go over afterwards. And remember, this is just a practice. With the pastels, like I said, the harder you press, the darker it'll be. But as I want to blend, but just, try and fill in as much white as you can, I'm going to lighten up my pressure and just do a little bit like lighter here. Okay, you can see a little bit lighter there. Very light pressure. Now I'm going to use my middle color. So I've chosen 3 that are blenders, and I'm going to start not blending yet, but going around that white circle. And I'm going to be kind of medium pressure, darker to the bottom, and now I can start blending in around. You can see how I'm blending that pink. Now I'm putting more pressure there because that was where I was lighter with the red. So I did a light pressure with the red there to blend because I knew I was going to blend, and go around, and I'm filling in as I'm blending. And remember, this is just a practice, and now I'm going to start with my white. Now I'm going to bring back my white. I could have left it. I didn't have to do the white. I'm going to bring back my white. Oh, I missed some spots here, but that's okay. Remember, harder on the outside, and as you get to that blending color, we're going to start to blend that white. And I can clean off my red from the pink. So now it's all no more red because I don't want to add red to the white. I'm actually going to use my white as the blender now. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to do that again, or you can just leave it blank on the page. Just keep your spot where you're going to be light. And I'm going to start blending that around. And I can add a little bit more pink if I feel like it's not. But the more you put down, the harder it's going to be to blend. It is a wax and it doesn't mix as well. So you can't really blend it. You see how it starts to pick up. And I'm just going to use my finger there, even though that's probably not the best thing. And shake it off. And there you go. You can see I have created value going from darker to lighter. We are working with monochromatic. So if you wanted to do purple, I would say purple, and I'm going to do a little tester here just to see, and you can do that too, just to see what would look good. Remember, always clean your tips. And I'm going to just use the other side here, and I'm going to do white and see if I can get the same look. I can get a lighter pink. I'm a lighter purple. See how that's blending there? And then I would go around darker on the outside. So see, that is very monochromatic, and that's really the look we're going for. Okay, so you're going to test, figure out where your light is, figure out how to create value, monochromatic color, and then we're going to move on to doing your actual drawing on your good copy paper, adding the color, putting it into that art gallery museum in a room, giving it dimension with a 3D room. And I don't know if you can see that well, but I did forget to mention, after you do your balloon animal, you will use either a black oil pastel, or I have something called, it's called a China marker. And no, not because it's made in China. And you can go on the outside and outline it. The China marker is nice because it's a little bit of a thinner line and it works, as opposed to the thicker line of that. But you can use either or. As long as you go slow and carefully, you'll be okay.